leave retirement planning to your employer, to your government, or to your pension provider, okay? Take responsibility for your future. So these are going to be my closing words.
Okay. Now, I understand that you have an event coming up. You have an event coming up next week.
Well, next week, Connie, will be the second part of this two-part series. Today, we've talked about the pension and how the occupational pension came into being. And next Wednesday, March 21st at 8 o'clock, join us back here because we'll be talking more about investment strategies and retirement, what to do.
Okay.
But our coming up event will be held on Saturday, March 24th at the Fairmont Hamilton Princess, and it will be a pension open house. And there you'll be able to talk with more people about wealth building, about investment strategies, and about retirement planning. It starts at 3 o'clock, from 3 to 6, and then we'll also have some, what do we call it? Entertainment there. It'll be fun. There'll be prizes. We want everyone to
some
come.
Food, some drink,
Some giveaways.
some giveaways.
Yeah.
And we want, it's welcome, all ages are welcome. We don't want people to think that just people who are on the doorstep of retirement need to attend our open house.
Okay, Laurie. We're going to go to commercial break right now. We'll be right back after these messages.
You are watching Retirement, a life-changing event, presented by Colonial Pension Services Limited.
Hi everyone, I'm Tracy Neal. Here at Bermuda Broadcasting, we're launching a new campaign designed to help Bermudians live better by staying informed, healthy, and fit. It's called Health Matters. We'll turn to the experts for prescription drug advice, disease prevention and management, and even weight loss tips. We'll cover medical breakthroughs and be a resource for parents with help from the new Bermuda Parent magazine. Our goal is to help keep Bermuda healthy, but we need your help. Soon you'll be able to watch and then go online at bermudabroadcasting.com for interactive health, fitness, and parenting information. Because your health matters, and what matters to you matters to us. Coming soon, Mondays on ZBM TV9, just before the island's most watched newscast, the ZBM Evening News, because your health matters.
Health Matters, brought to you by major sponsor, the Lindos Group of Companies.
You're watching ZBM TV9, Bermuda.
You've been so many places. Welcome home to Bermuda. It's nice to know there's somewhere you can call your own. Now the time has come to take that journey home where you belong. The address is set. Welcome home. We all came out to greet you. The address is at the end. Don't you know it's good to see your face? Drop your things and walk right in. You know where it's always been. The address is at the end. Welcome home.
I'm going back to see her before my days are done. Going back to see her in the land of the sea and sun. Ever since I left her, nothing's been the same. Think I'll pull up anchor, I'll go back and give her my name. Oh, I'm going back to see her before my days are done. Going back to see her in the land of the sea and sun.
Welcome back. And for those of you just joining us, we are discussing retirement, a life-changing event. We have our panel here from Colonial Pension Services Limited. And we just had a look at, again, the man in the street interview, and we saw a senior lady that actually feels that she needs to work a bit longer. She is not in a position at this point in time to retire, and there are many seniors out there in that position. Jonathan?
I actually thought that was quite interesting. Someone that's reached retirement age, and the advice that she's given to the public at large, her advice was, which was telling, if you have $20, save $5. And that's that's what we really have to take a hold of, the savings aspect of it. So again, you asked earlier in the show, how can you embrace the younger generation? Well, I believe she hit the nail on the head when she said to do the savings aspect of it.
And to just add to what Jonathan said, that was an example of a baby boomer, somebody who's 65. And as she said, she's still working, and she'll continue to work as long as she has her health and strength. And we are living longer.
Yeah, you're living longer. We're living longer.
People are living longer. And the thing is, if you set aside some money now, additional voluntary contributions, it'll stand you in good stead when you reach retirement age. Okay,
just to mention to our viewers that the phone lines will be open. The number to call is 295-2828. For those of you who would like to call in with questions or comments, the number is 295-2828. So we once again have the senior lady. She seemed adamant, Mary Jo. You know, this is not the time for me to do this. I'm feeling very nervous, very uncomfortable. Financially, I know that I cannot make the transition into retirement comfortably. And I think that she's speaking for many seniors out there. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Good evening, caller. You're on the air. Hi, good evening. I just wanted to say that you guys are doing a very well job.
And can you turn your television down?
Very good job, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So the information, we're giving information to the public because I think they need to know. And I just want to say that we're going to take this call. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good evening. My question was concerning the pension fund and using it for sending your young ones to college. If you are to withdraw from your pension fund to provide finance for your child to go to college, do you have to pay back that money that you borrow, and at what rate, and whether or not there's an interest on it?
Oh, very good question.
Okay, I'll answer that, caller. Thank you for your question. The financial hardship withdrawal does not mandate that you pay back into the fund. As you stated, you can withdraw from the fund for tuition costs for yourself or a member of your household overseas, up to 20% of your pension. I would suggest to people that if they have to take advantage of this availability, that later on that you do put something back in there. It's not mandatory that you do, but it will be in your best interest to do so, so that you have sufficient for when you need it at retirement.
Okay. We're going to go back to the man on the street. Man.
The one thing that I would say, especially to anyone that's planning on retiring, is that they need to save much more money than the average person puts into a pension. It's important that you view it as a savings plan and understand that, like, if you get a raise, take that raise, put it in your pension plan. Don't spend it, because the pensions are not as great as you might think they are. You'll find that out if you go retire, as I did. Bermuda's expensive, and if you're used to a certain way of living, then thinking about retiring here, you need to think again. And I would like to be retired now. I'm already 65. I would love to retire, but it's just not possible. My retirement income would come from what I have in a pension and hopefully social insurance and any other savings. And that's why I think it's so important for young people to understand that if you have $20, save $5. Don't just spend it all. Don't go buy that pair of shoes or pocketbook or do something, but save money. Learn how to save, because it's important when you retire, and our economy is changing. I don't have any plans for retirement. I will work as long as my health and strength and someone employs me here in Bermuda.
Welcome back. And the lines are buzzing, ladies and gents, so we're going to take this call. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening. How are you tonight?
Very good, thank you.
Very interesting show.
Thank you.
I have 5 years to go before I reach that magic number. I heard earlier mentioned that you can't claim until you actually physically down tools. Is there any way you can still keep working and reap the benefit of your Colonial pension as well?
Caller?
Yes.
As this is an occupational pension, the retirement benefits kick in when you do retire.
And you have to physically, call in and say, I'm not working anymore, I'm finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Just spending some time with you guys over the last week, I mean, there's a tremendous amount of information that you have passed on to me, and I must say I'm overwhelmed. Good evening, caller.
Yes, good evening to you, ma'am. I was looking at your show, and...
Can you speak a little louder, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good evening, caller.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just want to put it to your panel. At the age of 65, would your company or anyone within that industry, especially insurance industry, consider doing something a little different as far as people reaching the age of 65, whether they are able to work or whether they're able to do anything beyond their age? Or do you have a plan that can carry them to another 10 years or 5 years or 7 years or whatever?
Okay, thank you, caller. The caller is asking if there is, would consideration be given to a different plan? If someone chooses to work an additional 5 or 10 years, is there a different plan that you're offering for persons willing to work past the retirement age?
Okay, caller, we'll answer your question. Once you reach retirement age, you can retire, you can continue working. If you'd like to do a different plan and you're no longer working for the employer you used to work for, you can go into a prescribed retirement product, which will be your own individual retirement product.
So what are you saying with that, Lori? Are you saying that it is then the responsibility of that individual to make financial contributions on their own? And
if the person's no longer working for the employer,
yes,
they can do that on their own.
On their own.
Yes.
So
if they're still working and you're still employed at 65, you can continue to accumulate pension benefits. So just because you turn 65 does not mean that your contributions to your pension plan stop.
Mm-hmm. But what people need to understand is that once you have retired, once you have stopped working, that's when your pension fund actually kicks in.
You mean the benefits?
The benefits.
Okay, yes.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, but in the example of the lady, the man on the street interview, she was still working, which means she's still contributing to her pension plan.
Yes.
So the fact that you're 65 doesn't mean that you stop contributing.
Okay, okay. Jonathan, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think Lori actually answered it.
Okay. Good evening, caller. You're on the air.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Black and your panel.
Good evening, sir. And can you turn your television down, please? We're getting feedback
I want
here.
to say that this is